morning and go fish, everybody. Well, I've been out here for about 3 hours. I had one fish in my first hour, and I'm going to show you the front of my deck and all the baits I've gone through, and let you know how bad it's been. All right, here we go. Watch the step right there. Here we go. Just take a look at that. Man, we got hand ties, we got Miss Pam's secret bait, I got stump bugs, slim sticks, minnow, niblets, and I had one fish for all my troubles. But let me tell you, don't ever give up. Just keep trying, keep pecking away. Sooner or later, you'll figure them out. I'll show you something here. Sitting on 10 now, and got some pretty decent fish. But I had to figure out what they wanted. All right, let's see if they want this hand tie. There he is. Come on up here. See him coming up? Oh, that's a good view. He let y'all see his good side. Get on in here. Little white crappie. Come on up here, bud. Throw you back. Keep hoping I'll come up on that magical tree that's got 2-pounders all in it, but not any luck of that today so far. I always hold my bait up pretty high until I find it and get it positioned over the fish. I do that when I can. In this case, I never found it, so I'll just drop again. There we go. Coming in for a landing. Got a little movement there. There, oh, I hollered there he is too soon, didn't I? You sure popped it, that one right there. That big one on the top. Looked like a decent fish or two in there. Little bleeding shiner slim stick on right now. Just a little bit off and they won't budge. You got to get it right on top of them. And that'll work. There he is. Come on up here. decent fish there. See if we can get another one. I went ahead and put the camera up on the back. See if we can get one on camera. You see those fish, they wouldn't budge. That bait they wanted that bait right on their nose. Come on. What I'm gonna do, fixing to say I'm gonna change baits, and he hit it right when I said that. Give him one more shot, since he did hit it. Put that hair jig on. I caught that limb. There we go. Good time to put the jig on, hair jig. Nice fish down there. Hopefully I can get one or two more to bite. He's looking. My bad there. Come on. Can't believe I can't get one more to bite. Missed him again. Boy, these fish are just still biting so timidly. Finally. That's a good fish. Come on, buddy, come on up. I guess I got them all fired up. All right, guys, I'm like 5 fish away from the limit. My camera's got hot, so I turned everything off. But it cooled down. Soon we get a couple more catches. Went looking for some black crappie and found a few, but there's some whites mixed in with them. Water temp today has been about 84 degrees, and these fish are in the channel. They're hanging 12 to 16, 18 feet down. Look like these are about 15 here. Bleeding shiner slim stick has caught some, but the favorite today has been a little hair jig I tied, either a gray with chartreuse tail or a silver. These just a little bit. Just going to ease that jig down in the middle of them and wait for something to happen. Oh, one came out and missed him. Story today is a lot of misses. Lake of the Pines has been mean to some people. Yours truly included. There's another miss. That's what they've been doing, just kind of hitting it hard, but not on there. And I've got this is a small hair jig, and I don't know. If it gets out of the cluster, they won't, for the most part, won't bite. It's got to be very few single fish have come out and bit. Not to say they won't. There's been some, but very few. Most of them, they want it get that bait down in the middle of them. I guess they're afraid somebody's gonna get a bite, and they, oh dang, whoo, Lord have mercy. I guess I'm gonna have to count to 3. They just started doing this. I caught 8 or 10 real quick while the cameras were cooling off. I'm down in them. That's usually when they hit. But I'm out now. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna change colors. That was the silver. I'm gonna go with that little gray color. Don't look like much of nothing. Plain lead head. See if they'll romp on it. That's a good drop right there. Ease it down in there. Come in the back door. Well, try one more time. Well, I see part of the problem, my jig is fouled up. Line got wrapped up. I'm gonna blame it on that. Well, these are stupid fish here. Stupid fish. Now I'm stupid for sitting here trying to catch them. And I got one. Snatch on him. That was a white crappie mixed in with it. I did a little something different on that when I caught that fish. I was gonna try it one more time, see if I catch another one. No, it's real light jig. I can't. The wind blowing. I can't get the drop I want. Wrapping up on my tip. Come on up here. I'm in some shallow water here. Nope, I don't like that. channel is pretty narrow right here. I was in 12 feet of water. I have not found any fish at shallow a depth. I'm getting back in the channel here, you can see that. I see some fishes down there. That might get me in trouble right there. Gets a fish in trouble. He's looking. See a little bit of movement. Got one, and there you probably can see him. I was trying to get him on camera. I like that. All right. He's going to hit on this first drop. It's just whether or not he'll stay on. Line up the putt here. Jig took too long to get down and drifted back. Ooh, that's gonna get him. That's gonna get him right there, y'all. Oh, I told y'all he'd hit, but it didn't stick. I gotta change colors real quick. Fake him out. He sure enough hit it. I don't trust that same color again. There he is. I'm glad I changed colors. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video from yesterday at Lake of the Pines. I really did not intend to do any filming yesterday. It was supposed to be just go out and explore some new water, which I did, and proved to be a bit of a challenge for me. And let me say right now, if you're going to Lake of the Pines, and certainly it is one of the greatest fisheries around here. But I've got to be honest with you, a lot of folks, including myself, we're struggling at times out there. So I don't want you thinking you're going to go out there and catch you a limit of fish in a couple of hours. I fished. I put in about 7 hard hours yesterday. I was in new water, but I revisited some water that I normally fish, and there were plenty of fish there. But right now they're really, really picky on that bite. It's I think I showed in the video some of the baits that I went through. The front of my boat was covered in bonehead baits and hair jigs, and it took me probably a good 3 hours to finally figure out what bait they would hit the best and what presentation to make those fish bite. But what I normally have been catching those fish on is this right here, silver shad stump bug. That bait there, couple of trips with Miss Pam, that and another bait, we boated well over 100 fish in 2 trips. Yesterday, they bit this a little bit. That's the bleeding shiner slim stick. That's been working. That and the silver shad has been my ticket. So definitely give those 2 a try. But yesterday, I'm going to show you. Now, I use that ACC. I don't know how many fish this ACC is going to catch, but it's caught a good 1,000 so far. It's love. I can't say enough about that rod, any of them. But look, I want to show you. I tied up a jig the night before I went fishing. Tied up a couple of jigs. Now, before I show this to you, don't laugh at it. There is some beautiful hair jigs out there. I wish I could tie like some of these guys, but to be honest with you, I think the jigs are more for the fishermen, because they sure catch my eye. I love a pretty jig. You look at it as a fisherman, you say, man, that fish has got to bite that one. I mean, that I don't know what it looks like, but it's pretty. Well, this thing here, it's pretty sad. Now, it did catch probably, I don't know, I probably caught 20 of my fish on this thing. But check him out. Is this ugly? I mean, I ought to call it the ugly duckling. It don't look like nothing. I mean, the fish thought it looked like something good to eat, because they would just inhale it. I could drop that thing down there, give it a pop, and they would suck it up. It's gray. It's got some little bit of, looks like, green in there. That is a feather tail, chartreuse feather tail. I like to use that neck hackle, and just a little old shiny streamer tied in there. Look, I even got that's a fish scale stuck in there. But and that's a 16th ounce plain lead jig head. But the fish loved it. That's all I care about. If they like it, I love it. And I'm going to show you. I'll show you the fish here. Getting ready to knock the bark off these things. It was a successful trip. Got my 25. But let me tell you, it wasn't a successful trip because I caught 25 fish. It was successful because I caught 25 fish to feed those sweet little old widow ladies at my church. We do that, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a year. That's one of the things that the Bible asks us to do, is take care of those widow women. So, hey, if you've got some, and it doesn't matter if you're feeding 25 of them like I am, or if you're feeding 1 or 125, God's going to bless you no matter the number. If you know a widow lady or several widow women that like fish It's a great opportunity for you to go out, have a good excuse to go catch some, and let me tell you, it'll bless you more than it blesses them. But anyway, let's get these fish on the table, give you a look at them, and get these things taken care of. Well, there they are. I've caught better, but I've caught a lot worse. And I've not caught any. So I ain't griping. 25, I'll take 25 any day of the week. Some pretty Lake of the Pines fish, and they're going to be getting prettier and fatter. That's a 14-inch black crappie right there. That is a fighting fish, that black crappie. He may not hit hard, but boy, when he gets stuck, it's on. White crappie, they hit like a freight train, and then they're just kind of a slow pull up. But I like to see them all come to the surface. Hey, if y'all haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. If I can get to 3,000 before November, I think I'm sitting on 2,200, something like that. If I get to 3,000 before November, we'll give away another ACC crappie stick. Anyway, that's it for today. Time to get the bark knocked off these guys and girls. And God bless y'all. Have a great weekend. And tell your wife, your girlfriend, whoever's in charge of you. And Mr. Charlie said, go fish. God bless y'all. Bye.